Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Skillcraft Season 2. This episode, I have a few updates to give you. So being entirely truthful, I'm not really sure where we left off last episode. And the build's sort of improved a little bit. I've got some planning down here, but we'll get to that in a sec. This is sort of what the base is looking like at the moment. It's not great from this angle actually. I didn't really think about that. We've got a few more buildings to do, including this one here, which we are going to do this episode. But before we get to that, I have a little something to show off. You may notice in my inventory, I've got some enchanted tools and I'm level 28. I should put my horse back on that lead. He's gonna run away. I have been to the nether and ventured and found some soul sand. There was some actually pretty close. I just kind of went the wrong way and it wasn't actually that eventful. But I managed to get this farm working. I have the tinted glass up here so we can see. And then we're gonna get a skeleton spawning. There we go. And I can turn it on and off with that. And I've been working away at it. Oh my jeez, I have a lot of bows. Let me just get rid of some of these. Oh, I'm breaking two. And this is a pretty good farm because, well, it's the best you can sort of get, really. I've just been sort of disenchanting any stuff we get, and these are sort of 2 punches. If I drop it any further, they die, which is helpful because I can remove this hopper here, which is why I have 2 of them. If I remove this hopper and this slab, they just fall to their death, and so I can go AFK here and get bones because, I mean, I have these bones, I may as well sell them and make a little bit of profit. And with those levels, I got an efficiency 4 diamond pickaxe, which is coming very useful, and I have actually sort of used it a lot, so you can see the durability. I got fortune 3 and I'm breaking 3, which is pretty good. No efficiency, but you know, it can't be helped. We'll get that eventually. And a pretty good axe. I'm breaking 3 and efficiency 4. Fortune 3. Doesn't really matter on that, but you know, I guess it's nice to have. Why can you even get it on that? I can't think of anything where an axe is useful. We also need a better path up because it's honestly pretty rubbish. I don't even have stairs down, and it comes out at the bottom of these steps, which is, yeah, not ideal. So then the base, we've got the base, I want to work on the enchantment building just above my head. Now there's a nice little spot for it, and I've marked out the path that leads there. And yeah, I mean, there's a pretty nice little spot. I'm hoping this is actually in the right space, because I just kind of put the enchanting table down roughly where I wanted the building to go, and I'm hoping it's not too close to the path. Because, I mean, I don't have silk touch to remove these, and that will be a lot of wood if I need to redo all these bookshelves. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. As always, there is a lot of wood in this kind of build, and it's going to be quite similar to that one there. We're using the same sort of colour palette. So let's just mark this out, because I'm not 100% sure on the size, but it should be like that. Oh, no, I messed it up. I think these pillars are in the line here. And then there's one. Yes. Yeah. Wait, yeah. Yes. This is symmetrical. It is, and that's a pretty perfect spot away from the path. I mean, that is. I'm surprised I managed to get that so perfect. That was pure luck. And then my eternal love for trapdoors shines through again. I gotta cover like most of these pillars in trapdoors. Gee, I use too many trapdoors. They're also like the most wood inefficient thing ever. You can get 2 of them for 6 planks. It's horrible. And I use them all the time because they look so good. And then we just got to extend these pillars up a little bit. And guess what? More trapdoors. There's going to be a few more. It's probably about time we add some walls to this thing, as well as a door that, again, utilizes trapdoors. And there we have it. The outside is done, and it's looking pretty good. It's just simple, like, full way reflected building. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know. It's this face just sort of repeated. The roof was a little bit awkward, but I think it turned out alright. We'll go one side is stairs, one side is slabs, and now all I got left is the interior. We we don't have to do this, right? This is irrelevant. Yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and did it. It's pretty simple. I just got one more thing to do. I'm gonna put my chiseled bookshelf. I should have rotated that. Oh, it turns out you don't get chiseled bookshelves back for breaking them. I have no idea why. Makes very little sense, but let's just put some in there. But let's put the books in here that we have at the moment. That looks pretty good. I did want to check that this gets level 30. Yes. I didn't think it would disrupt it, but it was worth checking. And then I need a barrel, which I'm thinking to just put in there. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll put our lapis and book. I would put a brewing stand like here or something, but I don't actually have that yet, so we can't. But it's on the table eventually. We'll get it. Oh, jeez, we'll get it eventually. I'm wondering if we can put a crafting table here. Yeah, that doesn't look ugly. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't think I'll ever use that crafting table, but we might as well have one. There is one more thing to do, and that is like a circular path, because there is an entrance and exit in every corner, but I'm not really sure what I want to do with the surrounding area, so I'm going to leave it for now, and it doesn't look that bad, because realistically, no one's actually going to be walking in the side. They're just going to go through the front. So, yeah, I don't really know why there are doors on the side, but hey, that's Minecraft for you. It doesn't really matter. And well, that is the first build of the episode. It's going pretty good, and it looks very nice in the base. So what is next? Well, last episode I mentioned that off over in this direction, if we follow this little coarse dirt path, there is a little ladder that goes down to a little dock with a boat in it. This is just a very practical way to get around the server at the moment without an elytra. Oh, I've kidnapped a sheep. You're coming with me, buddy. I wonder what happens. Can we... Oh! Hey, some cooked mutton. Lovely. I'll keep that for later. So, murder aside, I want to put a little something in this archway. So anyone passing by from like the Cherry Kingdom or Skill Tree who is also over there, and to be honest, anyone else, a lot of people are connected to this river in some way, can see where my base is without me having to tell them. And they'll also see the bridge, which will be a nice marker. We should do something about that bridge. One problem at a time. Let's sort of smooth out this land, I suppose. Best way to sort of do it is get rid of this tree, because we don't want that there. I'm thinking of going with like a wooden gate. Naturally, Vikings used a lot of wood. I couldn't really find a direct... There is a chicken in this place. I couldn't really find a direct reference for anything like Viking gate. I guess it's sort of the closest it's sort of found. So we're gonna be making this up as we go and just following a Viking sort of style, trying to work in some of that imagery. But I think for this to work well, this sort of odd chunk kind of needs to be removed. Which it doesn't look that bad to remove, but also, I just know it's going to take forever because, well, yeah, so I'm just going to cut it here, hopefully. Which, yeah, that's a small chunk. It was actually really easy to get rid of that. And I'm facing this way because, as you can see, I've kind of went ahead and built it. Let me just, oh, look at that. Perfect, right. Oh geez, now I have to get up here without showing the build. So yeah, I went ahead and built it. It's actually been quite a while since the last clip, and I kind of died, and now I kind of got all my stuff back. So we're kind of stacked, and honestly I've forgotten where the last clip kind of shows. But there's the build. It's looking pretty good. I'm super happy with this. If I come out here on my boat, boom, there it is. I think this is looking pretty good, and it was definitely the right choice to remove this big chunk. And yeah, I think this has a very distinct like Viking style, and I really like how it's come together, and it shows off the little crevice a little bit better as you're coming towards it, so people actually know where to go. So since that is done, I say why not move on to the third build of the episode. I mean, I've not really got much else to do. Oh, actually there's one more thing I need to show you. As I said, I got very carried away. I've built some stuff, and I built little stables. I think this looks pretty good. I totally winged this. I made it up on the spot, and the whole sort of idea came from these mangrove roots. Is that what they're called? Yes. I had some, and I was like, I wonder if I could use these in some way, because they're a very interesting block. They are a little bit awkward to actually use, but I think I've done it pretty well. I made them into windows. I think this works well, and there's a nice little arch on the stables. The only kind of issue with this is it's actually quite far away from my base, because it's in the lower half, which is eventually going to be a whole Viking village, as you can see by all those blocks marking out stuff and the paths that I have started on. But it is quite the trek to actually get to where I'm staying, which is that building there, all the way down. Oh geez, I'm running into a pole. All the way down to the stables there, which kind of defeats the purpose of the horse, when the Nether is just so much faster right behind me. And that actually reminds me, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this Nether portal. It's kind of ugly. I don't know where to put it. I guess I'm going to build some kind of portal thing down here. Maybe we can sort of make up some Norse mythology behind it. I don't know if there are any examples of portals in Norse mythology. There must be. There's bound to be. So that's a little bit of a future problem. But for now, we'll just keep it there, because it is the fastest way to get anywhere on this world. However, I do want to use the horse a lot more, because one of the main reasons for building this stable is so I can just get to spawn very easily. Which now, because of the nether portals, is not ideal. But I can take this horse over this bridge here that I started. I've moved it slightly. It was horrible and it went across there, but now we are going to build this. We're going to make this look nicer, because this is our path to currently the Cherry Empire and Skilltree's base, but eventually I want to make it go to the inside the donut, so I guess I'll have to make a tunnel to spawn, which I guess spawn is just inside the donut. Technically it's on like way over there on the mountain, but what is this doing here? Anyway, yeah, so the path leads to here, and I did make this, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's very simple. I didn't want to go too overboard, but I put down loads of these lights with fences so you can leave your horses wherever you want. I feel like that was pretty smart by me. I need a light anyway, so it worked, and it started raining. Why have you started raining? Okay, let's head back. This season, I really want to focus on getting like the base stuff down, you know, like let's just ignore the elytra for a good while, because this is just so much fun. Like I've built a stable, I've built like a cool gate like with a boat dock, and now I'm going to build a bridge, and it's just none of this would really be used if we had elytras. So at least for me, I'm going to stick with the horse and the boat for a while, because it's much more scenic. So this bridge is going to be one with two towers. It's going to be one on either side. So I need to start with the base, and I guess I'm just going to sort of pick here. That'll do. And we're just going to make a little square here, and we'll probably need to remove a few trees. I actually already did remove a few trees over that side, but forgot about this side, so let's just quickly do that now. That does remind me though, this area I've chosen doesn't have a lot of trees, at least the main section, and the bits that do have trees I tend to just be cutting down, as I am doing right now. But I don't want to do that. I want trees in my builds, but I'm not very good at custom trees, which is something I want to fix this season. I reckon I can make a pretty good custom spruce tree. That's probably the only one I'm actually alright at. So I want to do lots of them because they really just give it that extra bit of life. Plus, the only way to improve at doing trees is by actually doing them. So it's probably a good place to start. So I've just done some maths to make sure the bridge is the right length. Some very basic maths, I'm not that great, but I've actually almost nailed this staircase. Annoyingly, I have to move it one block, but considering that I just put these blocks in and it was a complete guess on the length of the bridge, I was one block out. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Anyway, we should probably start on this tower here. Let's do the smaller one, get that out of the way. It won't be super clear, the design, but you should get a good feel for it. And there is the basic structure down. This is the pretty much the whole tower on this side. There's not a lot on this side because it's very close to the actual terrain here, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. But we're gonna have to get a little bit more interesting over there, which is why I started with this side. You know, a little bit of a warm up. Now we just need a few details, and for that, I'm gonna go with mangrove because, well, this red color it really fits like a royal bridge. I feel like it has a very medieval feel to it, at least used in this context. That is something I should mention though. This build is a lot more of a medieval bridge than it is a Viking bridge, and there's a simple reason for that. It is very long, and I struggled getting a Viking design that would go this far because it just felt weird. It didn't feel like it would support it, whereas having these stone like pillars either side just made the bridge feel a lot stronger. I've not gone super stone heavy just because I didn't want it to stand out too much, but yeah, it's alright. Technically it should be a bit more wood heavy, but you know, it's fine. It looks good, and that's what matters at the end of the day, even if the style is not quite there. And the final touch of a lantern to light this side of the bridge up. We'll get to lighting the rest of it up later, but that's this tower done. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Oh wait, no, hang on, I've forgotten something. I need to add a little something here in dark oak. Just this little arch design which sort of ties the bridge into the rest of the build, because there's going to be a dark oak outline and it sort of wraps around the stone. Gives it a bit more of a stronger impression. And makes it feel a bit more like it's actually holding up the bridge, which is always good. Although it's not like super obvious over here, it's a bit more better over there because I'm going to use a lot more dark oak over there. So let's just go ahead and move over to that side. I tell you what though, you do get a nice view of the sunset over here. No trees in the way like it is from my base. Setting over the Cherry Empire, which has now got a massive wheat field. Oh well, I think it's all kind of crops, but yeah, it looks good. This world is already coming together. But we need daylight to build, especially considering I don't have any lights on the bridge yet. Right, I have to move this staircase one block, so unfortunately I gotta tear it down. Another one of my little mini goals this season is to get better at texturing, and I've done a little technique on this staircase where the sort of broken up look of the raw diorite stair is sort of more at the bottom, and it merges more to the polished stuff to sort of give the impression that the bottom is sort of more beaten up, because that's, I guess, where people walk the most. I don't know, it doesn't really make much sense, but there's a little bit of a gradient. I guess it would get more like environmental damage, I guess. I don't know, but basically I want to give more thought to a texturing rather than like what I've done with this path, which is kind of just put the blocks down in a sort of random pattern, and it looks fine. It works, especially for a path. because you wouldn't really have any rhyme or reason to it. Whereas little things like this, it adds a little bit more depth. I almost fell down there. And that is the sort of top of the tower done. I've just, basically what I've done here has been replicated here, but it is a little bit floaty. Yeah, I need to do the bottom, but I've actually ran out of stone. Yeah, not great, but I do have some smelting back at the base, so I can go get that, and we should be good to finish up. This bottom bit then is slightly different, so we need to decide on a little sort of step out, because a lot of medieval buildings have this sort of jut out. That's the wrong side. This sort of like jut out on tall buildings, which I guess is to fortify them. You see it a lot on like churches and things. But yeah, we just got that. I think that's an alright height. And there we go. That is the tower done. Except it's not. It never is. Alright, I've done one side. That's good enough. Yes, we can leave it like this. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Okay, so the tower is actually done on all sides now. I don't know what to do with the staircase. I guess I'm just gonna continue with the diorite. I don't know if I want an edge on it or not. I've linked I've linked it up with sort of this with a little bit of dark oak and stuff, so it doesn't look totally weird. So I might continue the trapdoors down. Could be an idea. But now we're gonna work on this main section. It's just, to be honest, it's actually gonna be quite annoying because I need to do the underside of this. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Okay, well, better get started. Dirt. Dirt is the answer to all of my problems. And I've added a little mangrove button to the bottom of every single one of these. You probably won't even see it from the river, but you know, the detail's there. That's what matters, right? You don't actually have to see the detail. Okay, right, I got rid of all the dirt. So now it's looking like a lovely bridge. The rest we can all do from the top side. Oh, I'm one lantern short. Oh, they're so expensive. Why did I decide to use the lanterns? You know, I think I have a problem with trapdoors and lanterns. And they're both quite expensive. I need a librarian, because like they give pretty good lantern trades. 1 emerald for a lantern. I am fine with paying that. But I think I've actually just finished the build, so I can get rid of all of this. And let's take a look. And here is the finished product. This is looking pretty good. I'm happy with this build. However, that is it for this episode of Skillcraft. Skillcraft Season 2, Episode 2 is done. We got quite a few done. We got that building there. We got this bridge I'm standing on. And that dock gate down there. Wow, we can see them all from here. That's pretty crazy. This place is really coming together. I'm super happy with this. And so as the sun sets over the bridge that I built today, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.